Now back in the Marsh Camp. A little bit warmer. All the snow's pretty much gone. Bright sun coming through. Thought I'd come back and clean up the site a little bit. There's 2 feet of snow on the ground. There's all kinds of stuff underneath you don't see when you first break a trail in. Look at this nice pile of kindling here that I picked up just off the floor of the forest. Lots of tea and coffee in that pile. Brew up some breakfast even. Got it pretty much all cleaned up now. Nice spot back in here. A lot of underbrush though. Had to clear out a trail. Cyrus Muttley already knows the way. He can follow his nose. Still some snow here and there. As you can see, it's been pretty easy to get lost back in here. I've actually got the trail marked out with fluorescent orange twist ties. But if you don't know where the trail starts, you never find your way in here. And in the dark, it'd be almost impossible. You'd wander around for hours going in circles. As you can see, I've got the twist ties up there in the trees to show the way. Made the trail as intrusive as possible. I don't want a whole lot of people coming in and spoiling my fun. And keep it as natural as possible. Once the leaves come on, you'd be hard-pressed to find your way through here. So down through there is a beaver pond. Notice that the beavers are already out this morning. Some old growth trees still here. This tree here is probably about 80, 90 years old. It's kind of the cycle of the forest. It starts with thorns and shrubby type growth. You see coming up here from the forest floor. Dies off. And you start getting conifers and poplars. And eventually into the big mature hardwoods. As you can see here, a very thick layer of moss on the ground. It's like walking on a mattress almost. You can see all the new undergrowth trying to break through. And as everywhere back here, these giant old grapevines, wild grape, snaking about like boa constrictors. Some of them 80, 90 feet long before they finally snake into the ground. There's some old cedar back in here too. At one point this was just like a big open field. After it had been clear cut after the Empire Loyalists settled in here. During the run up to the War of American Independence. More of these giant old vines. You follow the dog, he always finds the easiest way through, even the worst underbrush. I just love wandering around back and through here. The best part is that in some ways it seems like you're the only one that's been here for years. And here we are back at camp. As with most places in North America these days, I don't know if you can hear that, but I've got a plane going overhead. We're on the flight path coming out of Pearson International Airport in Toronto, plus the nearby Air Force Base. Seems there's no getting away from it. But sometimes it's so quiet back here, all you can hear is your heartbeat in your ears. Cyrus Muttley here is looking at the bottom trail we broke in this winter. Only then all these branches that trip you up were under 2 feet of snow. I'll have to go around and trim them all out and use them for firewood kindling. This old hawthorn makes excellent firewood. Burns to almost nothing. Fine ash. Very little to clean up. Yeah, this trail definitely needs cleaning up. This bit right here, I just walked right over in the winter, all of it under the snow. More old cedar. You can see here a better line in where we came in. As this is just an island, pretty much. Everywhere you go ends at the water's edge at some point. And in this case, the edge of the marsh. During the winter, this freezes over and you can walk right across. Cyrus, stay out of there. It's all wet. You can actually pull a duck boat or a canoe right up through here once everything melts up. So I think I might just leave the boat here, tucked up under the reeds, and when I do camp out, I can just paddle out, right out into the open water over there. I know no political talk today, but I thought I'd show you around. After all, peace of mind's more important than anything else. You can put up with a lot of nonsense from the world around you if your own mind is settled. Another big old tree. These swamp willows are amazing. They never really die. They rot out in the center and these huge branches fall down into the mud. The branches dig into the mud and sprout shoots, and the whole thing starts all over again. You can cut these things right off at the stump, and within 6 months it starts to regrow. If there's any mortality in this world, it'd be the swamp willow. Anyway, with that, I'll leave you. This is Mike from the Fulcrum. Think clearly, breathe deep. Have a great day and find your own personal trail.